the brush out, the beard brush. So, are we live? I am having serious Wi-Fi issues. There we go. We are live. There we go. So that's 9 seconds in. Perfect. Don't really have anything prepared for a cold open today. I got a funny text last night, though, from my wife while I was watching Raw. Are you ignoring me because Eva Marie's on Raw tonight? I think I'm going to be in trouble when I get back home. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Essential Wrestling Podcast. We are up to episode, I believe, 58. We are up to episode 58 already. On the screen with us, as always, down the bottom part of our screen, the first ever Pro Wrestling Pick'em champion, the living legend, John DeConnie. John, how are you today, pal?
All right, good evening, Al. Doing well here in Jersey. How are things in parts unknown?
Parts Unknown's doing great. It's my remote island location. It has been one happy island lately. A lot of horn honk, a lot of horn honking, a lot of playing of Maxine Nightingale's "Get Right Back to Where We Started From." That seems to be the theme of Long Island for the time being. Overall, at the top part of the screen with me again, as always, is Mike Veda's cousin, John Smith. John, how are you today, pal?
Good, man. A little bit of a sad day for me and my family. Our house of 70 years that's been through 5 generations was officially sold today. So I went and cleared out the last of my tiny little belongings and threw away a bunch of my old backyard wrestling stuff because I wasn't about to lug that somewhere else. So other than that, doing good.
All right, good. Glad to have you. Said I was over actually in your house for the pay-per-view this past Sunday. So we're gonna probably get to that. We're gonna open the show with that. But first, also on the show today, Kenny Omega got it done against Moose at Against All Odds. We're eventually going to find out what happens to a guy who slaps Brian Cage. That's exactly what Ricky Starks did this past Friday night on Dynamite, and I can't imagine it is going to be a positive outcome to that question. Gary Mehaffy is back with us once again to discuss the NXT UK Women's Championship match. That was, again, absolutely those two just can go. And history was made, not something that you see every day over at NXT UK. So we're going to get to that. Ryan Joy from MinutesToBellTime.com. He's going to be with us to discuss AEW as well. Nothing really going on in the independent scene from what we talked about earlier. I know NWA has the new all-women show coming out headed by Mickie James. Maybe Ryan can throw his 2 cents in on that. But I got a couple things coming up for the end of the month for Ring of Honor and whatnot, so we'll just cross those bridges when we get there. We're going to make our picks for this week's upcoming shows. You'll see the statistics and the graphics, as always, presented by MinutesToBellTime.com. And the picks, as always, sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. And guys, always remember, she'll like it too. We're going to main event the show with those picks. We're going to be picking Hell in a Cell. Not Hell in a Cell, the Portuguese cell phone shop down in... that was a video I was trying to get queued up. I was going to bring that back. I was going to bring back the one time I broke John Smith. Go back to episode 24. I had him to the point where he wasn't really breathing all that well.
I totally forgot about that, and I wish that you would just save it instead of mentioning it for next week or something. Oh, man.
Okay, yeah, I tried to get a video clip for it, but it wasn't meant to be, unfortunately, this week. But we are going to curtain jerk the show with a comment, as always, by James Wheeler. What do we got going today? My screen's a little too slow.
Are you ready?
There we go. Did it go down? It's not even coming up. I'm having serious Wi-Fi issues.
No, it was up.
It was up. It's down now, right? We can proceed?
Yep.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. So, James, if I don't get to all your comments today, I apologize. I'm having some serious Wi-Fi issues here. We're going to curtain jerk the show with NXT TakeOver in your house. Not with an actual match, though. Quick round table. I know rumors flying everywhere. Regal, at the end of the show, pretty much paid tribute to Owen Hart. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change. And he walked away. So rumors and innuendos, SpongeBob will throw him up there. John DeConnie, I guess Samoa Joe's back. We're going to get Samoa Joe tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the reports are he's back in the fold. Reports are he's headed to NXT. And the earlier rumors were it was going to be in a Regal-like role. And this was before Regal said anything. So, maybe he was going to we were thinking maybe he was going to be the 1A to Regal's 1. But now it looks like Regal might be ready to walk away. So, be very interested to see how that plays out tonight.
Yeah, I'd rather Samoa Joe play William Regal than Samoa Joe play Sid Scala here. Like, he's not a Sid Scala. He's more of, the head guy of
very true.
Of a show. So, but we'll get into the matches. That'll be in tonight. I believe, actually, we have the graphic for that. What's up with Regal? I guess we will find out. I guess the Hurricane. What's up with that? I guess, right? That's where we'll go with there. But we are going to start at In Your House. John Smith, as our senior NXT correspondent and resident Karrion Kross enthusiast, I got the job done. I don't think there was any surprise from your end or my end. I know a lot of people bet against him, and that is a no-no.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see so many people off of Kross so quick. Maybe because they thought he was getting called up because of the, what we've heard rumored about, the past few weeks and, them scouting NXT to bring guys up after the releases and whatnot. But, the way I saw it, they didn't do this twice, because the first time he got injured, they didn't do this twice just so he could lose the title right away again, I feel like Triple H would die on a hill. That's the hill that he would die on right now. It's like, you're not taking Kross away from me right now. And I think it's a great idea because, he is so dominant. He's so imposing compared to everybody else on that roster. They did the usual throw him through the door or whatever to get rid of him for a while. Or I think they threw him actually through the house. Yeah. Or the windows, maybe. I don't remember. At that point, we were a few beers in, and we were just enjoying the chaos, me and you.
It was through the door, and we were upset that Bailey wasn't on the other side of the door.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, he got double teamed and thrown through the door. And then it was supposed to be Bailey in there. Hey, get out of here!
Missed opportunity by Triple H. You're gonna borrow Bailey for 5 seconds just to put her on the other side of the door. Wow, this is my. What are you doing?
So he ended up back in the ring and ends up choking out Kyle O'Reilly while Kyle O'Reilly's got a heel hook or an arm bar or I forget. I think he had one of the legs or something on somebody, but he wouldn't let go, hoping that guy would tap before he passed out. Didn't happen. Fall and pray. He didn't stack him up like I wanted him to, but very convincing win for Karrion Kross, who is just dominant, and I think he deserves this so much.
Yeah, Karrion Kross is on that list. I know Ryan Joy from MinutesToBellTime.com and all of his Facebook pages, and even on his daily wrestling news show, he's been mentioning Roman Reigns, and he's trying to solve the mystery. I don't believe he's called Scooby-Doo yet on who is going to eventually beat Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And it's a great conversation. It's a great idea. It really sparks some ideas and whatnot. But you can make this, you can do the same kind of thing. You can do it for Karrion Kross. You can do it for Kenny Omega. You can do it for Bobby Lashley. You can do it for Walter. Who the hell's going to beat Walter? It's funny how all the champions of pro wrestling right now are these dominant heel champions where you can't figure out who's going to beat them and how they're going to lose. It's really an interesting time how everybody is pretty much just on the same page, unintentionally, I'm assuming, across the board in professional wrestling. John DeConnie, we had the women's championship match as well. Ember Moon has not had a women's championship match in quite some time. And she reminded us why she was a former champion and she was in those title matches all those years ago before her original call-up.
Yeah, not to say that any of her tag team matches were anything less than entertaining, but this one-on-one really let her shine once again, and she had one of the best matches I've ever seen her have. Her and Raquel, beat the hell out of each other inside the ring and out. And Ember had a nice run where she had a couple of near falls. She hit a code red for 2. She hit her clips, and at that point, you really kind of held your breath like, wait a minute, are they going to do something here? And Dakota came in and flipped Raquel's foot on the ropes, so that broke up. That brought Shotzi out, who wasn't out to begin with. She chased Dakota off. They would go back at each other, Raquel and Ember, now without their seconds at ringside, no outside interference, no tomfoolery. And Raquel would just show off her power because Ember once again went for an eclipse, and Raquel just put a dead stop to it, just powered through it. Almost had a wardrobe malfunction, but she just stopped Ember cold, threw her into the ropes, eventually got her up for that one-arm power bomb, 1, 2, 3. And hashtag and still, Raquel is still your dominant women's NXT champion.
Yeah, and speaking of and still, we'll just stick with the hashtag John Nakani. There was a fun match. We kind of thought it would be Bronson and Santos. Kind of fun how they threw in the other 4 competitors and put the tag titles on the line. You don't see 2 championships on the match on the line in the same match. They did it, and that was fun. That was a lot of fun that first. I believe it opened the show.
Yeah, it did, and the commentary team immediately went to, Legado del Fantasma. They've been together for at least a year. These guys are brothers in arms. They're going to be the cohesive unit, and MSK and Reed kind of controlled the action for the beginning of this match. And then everyone got to do their high spots, got to do their flippy moves, and that led us to everyone kind of being outside in front of the announce desk. And that's when the Auxilla decided to remind us that he can do that kind of stuff too. And he pulled off a suicide dive that wiped out everyone. But oddly enough, that was kind of the end of MSK and Reed holding court. Because by the time everyone limped back in after that big wipeout, Legado del Fantasma kind of took over, and they were really on a roll. A couple of near falls that had frustrated Escobar. So he was outside by the timekeeper's table. He had his hands on the United States Championship, North American Championship, excuse me. And he was about to turn around, take it back in the ring and use it. And just about the time he turned around, he got another colossal avalanche that took him through the barricade, wiped him out. Then we had, who was it, Wild that got double team next, and he was taken out, leaving Mendoza all by himself to take not only the double team and transmission, and then a big old tsunami for the 1, 2, 3, and the faces retain all 3 of their titles.
Yeah, there was not one title change. Like I said, the next match it's not a recognized title, but it was the title, I think, John Smith, I know me and you, John Nakani, I'm sure you were with us too, but watching it, we just, still, you hear DiBiase's music, and I'm smiling to say, I just say Ted DiBiase, and a smile comes to my face. That music just brings me back, and it was just the $1 Million Championship up for grabs. Again, Cameron Grimes, your heart just breaks for him, John Smith.
Yeah, I think it was a good move that they put the belt in that little glass case, glass suitcase. Made it look more prestigious. But on a side note, I did a little research, and it's all cubic zirconia. So I'm not too pleased about that. But so the thing is definitely not worth $1 million. Maybe if it was auctioned to a wrestling fan, then it would be. But the thing's probably worth about $100,000, not $1 million. But I digress.
You pretty much just told me Santa Claus wasn't real. What the hell, dude?
I know. I looked at it's gold plated, which makes sense, but still, why couldn't the whole thing be gold? Then it would be worth probably $5 million.
Yeah.
LA Knight, gets the job done. Cameron Grimes takes a bunch of ladder spots that were pretty sick, including the one where the ladder didn't break, it just landed on it and then rolled off of it. So that looked like it hurt a lot. LA Knight gets up there, and this is the big push that he needed because he came in with a lot of hype. It was like they didn't really know what to do with him yet. There's no way that they had this whole Ted DiBiase thing planned for him before he even came in. I think this was all Cameron Grimes, just having a silent feud with Ted DiBiase by himself. just set the wheels in motion, and then LA Knight gets the benefit from it. And now he gets to carry that thing around. He's never going to defend it, I'm sure. He's just going to hold it like a trophy and then tell people to keep their hands off of it. And then eventually he'll maybe lose it to somebody down the line. But, I think it's his for a while. And it's going to be what they use to put him over.
Yeah, and he looks good with the belt too. He looks really good when he was holding it when he hit the posts at the end. He looks really good with it. I don't think he's going to defend it. The only way he loses that is somehow if Virgil comes out of nowhere and hunts the barrier and just runs off with it. That would be the only way I think that would be a wrench in the whole system. Virgil comes back. The other match that was on the card, Xia Li defeated Mercedes Martinez with a spinning kick. Trouble in Paradise? Is that Trouble in Paradise that she does?
Ish.
Yeah. But post-match things got crazy. Chairs were flying, and then Mei Ying, there's going to be some confusion there. How many times I'm going to call her Mei Young is just let's start the counter now. Mei Ying arose, and she was doing the Tongan Haku or Ming when he does it, the Tongan death grip, right? She's bringing that back off. Shout out to Ming. Shout out to Haku, whatever you want to call him. The guy was the most vicious person in wrestling. T and Shaw they made their presence felt. Mercedes Martinez, she was looking at the lights off on the side of the ramp, I believe. She got thrown off the ramp when she was approaching Mei Ying. Excuse me. So that was NXT in your house. Here are our NXT only standings.
Yikes.
John DeConnie, care to explain?
Picked all the title matches wrong, I think, except Raquel.
Yeah, that's what it is. And the funny thing is, if you look at Tyler, those are the only two he got right were the two big title matches that he's tied for first. Now, John Smith, I don't understand how you think there's a flaw in my scoring system. Tonight on NXT, Kushida will have another Cruiserweight Open Challenge. Let me get the banner off here so you can see his right here. John DeConnie, any guesses on who will answer the challenge tonight?
I don't know. Leon Ruff? I have no idea.
That would be fun. John Smith.
I'm going to say Ashanti the Adonis. You get a little hit row action.
Oh, you throw hit row at him? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said the last guy was, I don't want to say he was a no-name, but he was, I think they plucked him off 205. They actually gave him a new name. Yeah. Like he was debuting a new name and I guess a new gimmick or whatever. So maybe, I don't know if they're just going to just keep feeding guys to Kushida so Kushida can have a good match with them. They get a good start and then maybe go from there. But I like Leon Ruff. Yeah, we haven't seen him.
Yeah, certainly would be fun.
He got suspended. I forget what happened to him last. Like he came out injured, and then when he wasn't supposed to,
yeah,
was he suspended? Was he sitting at home with Ryan Joyce suspended?
I don't think he's been around since Hit Row debuted.
Yeah,
I think since Top Dollar, hurt him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Top Dollar took him out.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he came out. Well, he fought Pete Dunne the next week. That was the match. He was injured. He wasn't supposed to. Take part in. A match that actually, kudos, shot out Ryan Joy for Minutes of Belt Time. Actually found the match, shot out. They announced probably about an hour ago for tonight. We got Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter. They're going to be going against two girls with attitudes, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. I want to call them two broads with attitude, but I don't want to get yelled at by anybody. But I think because it's two dudes. It's not guys, right? It's two dudes, so two broads with attitudes.
Yeah.
It's 2021 though. I'll be as somewhat correct as possible.
So then they're dudes, right? They could just be called dudes.
Two dudettes.
Yeah. Well, if they're identifying themselves as two dudes with attitude, yeah, I get you. Anyway, John Smith, who do you got?
Give me the dudes.
John, God.
Just cut that out right there.
Isolate that. Just for S's and G's, give me Casey and Caden, and this is where the crack starts between Raquel and Dakota.
No, see, they don't even need it. See, Casey and Caden they're better. I'm sorry, they're not better. No, I'm going Casey and Caden. They're my favorite tag team. I spy a Jersey girl, Casey Catanzaro. And then the last match that will be that we will pick. Two chicks with attitudes. Yeah, BJ's.
That works.
There you go. That works. Last match we're gonna pick, I guess, that was been boiling over, and I guess maybe should have been at Takeover, but it wasn't. Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. They will be finally getting their hands on grizzled young veterans after a couple weeks now, where they've been screwing each other out of the tag team championship picture. John DeConnie, you, just like me, just like everybody else, just loves picking grizzled young veterans, and we love losing points on them.
Exactly.
Are they finally going to get it done tonight?
I don't know, but just for that fact, I'm going with Ciampa and Toothless Timmy.
All right, John Smith.
Yeah, same here. That promo they cut at the pay-per-view was awesome too. So
yeah, he's got Thatcher throwing chairs now too. This is fun. So that will do it for NXT. We're going to switch to Impact to Against All Odds from Saturday night. John DeConnie, I know as our senior Impact correspondent, and I'm sort of a genuine Impact fan. John Smith, we turned into a genuine Impact fan. I love it. It's as close to as perfect can be, but there was always just something missing. I could never quite put my finger on it. And then they solved it for us. Tony Schiavone.
Oh.
That was completely unnecessary. Anyway, so they went to Daly's place. Tony Schiavone did the freaking, all right, John DeConnie. Anyway, Kenny got it done.
Yeah. Oh my God! Now all I can think of are 1,001 ways how I want to insult Tony Schiavone. But
I purposely wanted you to do this match just so I could make that Schiavone. The one thing missing an Impact, hopefully, is Schiavone.
So Kenny and Moose put on quite a display. You know, Moose so very athletic. Kenny the best bout machine. They were flying all over the place. At one point, Moose went to take out Kenny, flew over a barricade. If it had been a full house, I think he would have wound up in about the fourth row. These guys were just flying. But conspicuous was the fact that Kenny more than once went for the one-winged angel, and it didn't quite work out. He could either, Moose wasn't worn down enough, or he just couldn't get him up on his shoulders. So they made a point of showing us that early on. And then as, things progress, we're about 20 minutes into this 22-minute match, and Moose goes for his lights-out spear, and in total heel tactic, Kenny pulls the referee right in front of the spear, so the referee is done. So that's just about the time when the Young Bucks make their way out and proceed to lump up Moose and make him ripe for the picking, and eventually they assist Kenny Omega, getting him up for the one-winged angel, and eventually they shake the referee and kind of like drop him right in front of the Omega and Moose to make sure he counts the 1, 2, 3. So Kenny retains, but that's not where the night ends. We get the lights out, we get the ICU graphic, little Sami Callihan and the Callahan Slugger are in the house, and he's taking people out, and he picks up a folding chair, and he's getting it set up right on top of Kenny's neck, Kenny Omega's neck, reminding us of what he did to Eddie Edwards. Don Callis loses his mind, sprints to ringside, which he has to do by going the length of the stage and then the stairs. He couldn't just come right from the announce desk, so it took a couple extra seconds. But in order to distract Sami just long enough for Kenny to roll out to safety, Sami gets fired on the spot by Executive Vice President Don Callis. This brings Executive Vice President, or whatever his technical title is, Scott D'Amore over. They bicker at each other all the way back up the tunnel, and we don't know where everything stands right now, but apparently Sami is a free agent.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be one of the first things that they discuss tonight on our Thursday night. Ooh, John Smith, I'm with you. I keep on thinking Impact tonight. On Thursday night, on Impact is what's with the future Sami Callihan. Yeah, Sammy's on the unemployment line right now, and he's supposed to have a championship match at Slammiversary. So, yeah, that kind of throws a wrench in everything.
Certainly,
I guess Callis gets his way, right? They're trying to avoid Sami Callihan at all costs here, and I guess this is just I got a funny feeling though that this is going to happen. I don't think
this is basically McMahon Austin, but like an abridged version. I think we're going to get a McMahon versus Austin.
Yeah. You just compared Sami Callihan to Stone Cold Steve Austin. How do you feel right now?
I know. I compared the angle to the other angle. I did not compare the people.
Thumbs up. Thumbs down.
Literally the worst catchphrase in all of wrestling.
Yeah, Johnny, just stay with Sami Callihan. He opened the show with Tommy Dreamer in that street fight against the Good Brothers, and it's fun, thinking they went to Daly's place so that the Good Brothers couldn't interfere, and so that Sami couldn't interfere. But you forgot about the Bucks because the Bucks were there. But then Sami can teleport anyway. It was a silly thing. All you gotta do is flicks the lights, and you can teleport to Daly's place. It's that simple, right? But anyway, yeah, street fight.
Yeah, I didn't even put that together, to be honest with you. I forgot that they were in two different places. Although it was 6 a.m. by the time I got to the main event that night, that morning. So yeah, we got Sami and Tommy Dreamer versus the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers were handling Tommy pretty well. Sami took some lumps, but Tommy took quite a bit. And it almost looked like the Good Brothers were going to pin him at one point. Good camera work also. Sami makes the save. Sami ends up getting the pin on Karl Anderson, I'm pretty sure. He always takes the pin.
Yeah.
What's up with the Good Brothers? Can they ever win a match, man? Like, it's, they haven't won anything unless it's like, on TV,
Yeah, they've been on a little bit of a losing streak since they lost the titles. Yeah, maybe they can turn it around, though. I mean, I'm sure they're putting on good shows, though. They're in high-profile matches, but yeah, they haven't been winning.
Yeah, they're just not winning. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but speaking of winners, Deonna Purrazzo, she's still our Knockouts champion. She got the win over Rosemary with the crotch pile driver to retain the Knockouts championship. Speaking of winners, speaking of Jersey, Fire and Flame and Tasha Steelz, they got the win as well. They're still your Knockouts tag team champions. After a frog splash by Tasha Steelz on Susan. So Jersey got it done. Tennille Dashwood, she defeated Jordynne Grace after Tennille reversed the Grace driver into the Raw roll-up. The WWE is still strong in Tennille. She got the roll-up, but after Caleb distracted the referee, which she was about to go into Jordan's submission move, Jordan was about to win. So Caleb distracts the referee. Rachel goes to get Caleb, but she blames Rachel for this. I don't know. Jordan's losing her mind right now. She's on a losing streak. She's going nuts. Tonight, Thursday night on Impact, it's going to be Tennille Dashwood versus Rachel Ellering. John DeConnie. You think Jordan's at ringside? I think she will be at ringside, but I just got a funny feeling that she's costed. This is happening Thursday.
Yeah, it would be about time because I'm getting frustrated for Jordan at this point. She's had enough of the bad luck to make her snap, and it just keeps getting pushed off. It's time. It's time for her to get the snappies. So I don't know. She's misdirecting the anger. Rachel didn't do anything wrong, and she was getting yelled at. It was. So as far as the match goes, I don't know if that plays out during the match or after. I would assume it plays out after. So, give me Tennille winning this match, maybe through Caleb or something like that, and maybe that's the spark that sets her off.
John Smith, who do you got?
I'm going to go with Jordan. Maybe they'll postpone that heel turn for a week. And it'll be and Rachel will actually have to help her win this time, and
Rachel's
then it'll hurt her ego even more.
Rachel's wrestling.
Oh,
it's Tennille and Rachel.
Sorry, I misheard you.
You're good. It's okay. I probably said it wrong. I do that.
Damn, I had this whole scenario in my head too. I'm going to say give me Rachel.
All right. W. Morrissey, he defeated Rich Swann after 3 massive power bombs. That Cass Morrissey, whatever you want to call him. You can't call him Cass anymore because Cass was a completely different person who looked completely different. Like Morrissey is just a force to be reckoned with. He's going to be tough to beat down the line. Maybe he beats Kenny Omega. How about that? John Smith, Violent by Design had a pretty good night. They defended the tag titles against Decay, and then they got the win over Kojima.
Oh yeah, they did get the win over Kojima.
Yeah, I got that one wrong.
Yeah, I did so well on this show. I thought that I got that one right. So yeah, it was Black Taurus and Crazy Steve. AKA the Job Squad at this point because they can never get it. They can never get a victory. Them or Rosemary, when it counts at least. Them versus Diener and Rhino because they're the Freebirds now.
Yes,
and Eric Young obviously gets his 2 cents in during the match and helps the guys win. And it wasn't that great of a match in my opinion, but I just liked seeing Black Taurus and Rhino square off. That was fun.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess we were talking. Maybe we were going somewhere else with Deshaun last week. How did we not put that together? You got 2 big animals, and a bull and a rhino, Charlie. Because they were in the ring together. I'm like, oh my god, this is the most incredible thing I've seen. Like, this is the best part of the night. That was great. I love Taurus. I love Rhino too. That was great. But Diener got the win. Diener got the Diener DDT in. And good for him, because you know what? He's been the kind of the weak link of Violent by Design recently. So that was good for him. He got a little bit of a confidence boost. He got the win, defended the titles. If he would have lost those titles in the first title defense, that would have been a tough thing for Diener to bounce back on. So good for Diener. Then John DeConnie, we had a number 1 contenders 5-way X Division match. Ended in a no contest. So, in your opinion, are you pissed or are you like, okay, that was impressive. They have something planned. In Impact, I trust.
In Impact, I trust. That's a good one. Yeah. Well, that was exactly the thing. It was the juxtaposition between the ending there and the ending in the main event where the referee's taken out. And the tomfoolery happens and whatnot. Yet in this one, this is a 5-way match. So in essence, there is no disqualification. And we got about 12 minutes of exactly what you would want out of these 5 lunatics. The X Division, just flying all around. So, a couple of cool double submissions and whatnot too. And then we get Madman Fulton, who just decides to destroy everyone. And the referee throws it out. And the fact that you just had maybe the match of the year between the X Division champion and TJP, he gets the night off because we're going to show these 5 guys go at it. They're going to tear the roof off the place, and then you get no finish. Like this left a lot of people pretty pissed off. Maybe they've got an interesting idea. Maybe something cute is coming along, but I think at the moment this pissed a lot of people off.
I get it, but when does Impact do this? This is what I'm saying. It's silly in Impact I trust, but like they're doing this for a reason. There's a point behind this. This isn't Raw where they're just we'll just book it for next week. We'll do it again next week. There's gonna be something behind this. There's gonna be a reason this. And like I said, John Smith, he's on the train right now. John Smith, who's your next X Division champion?
Madman Fulton.
There you go. Just because of that display, that's right. A choke slam into a power slam with a power bomb. I don't know, man. There was another 5-way match. I didn't see Karrion Kross do that in his 5-way match. So,
and then he took a destroyer, an ultimate destroyer. So yeah, there was a lot of wow moments in that match.
Yeah. 2 quick matches that we want to make you aware of. One, Macklin will be making his debut on Thursday night, and I did not know Macklin was Cutler from
Forgotten Sons.
I forgot their names. I forgot. Whatever.
The Forgotten Sons.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. See what I did there? I didn't realize that was Cutler. Stupid me. I didn't know Cutler liked to drink Jameson. He just, like I said, he's up here in my book. So he's going to make his debut. And we also have Kojima's going to have one more quick stop before I guess he heads back to Japan. Or maybe he's doing something with the United States version of NJPW. But he's got Rhino. John Smith, who do you got?
I'm just upset that we're not going to see this amazing drawing of Kojima anymore after today. I guess. Do they send him on a high note after he put over? Yeah, I'll take Kojima. This is a coin flip, though.
All right, John Connie.
Yeah, I wonder if we even really get a finish in this match. I could see this breaking down with Violent by Design and Eddie Edwards comes down for the save and whatnot. But give me Kojima. Man, send everybody home happy, I guess.
Yeah, I want to see another gore. I like Rhino. Here are our standings. After the Impact-only standings, after Against All Odds, I have a very marginal lead over John Smith. Gary right behind us, followed by John Connie. So this is going to be a rat race. Tyler did not get anything in on time, so he's now back to being Tyler Adelle, officially on the bottom of the pool. So, gentlemen, we will bid you adieu for the time being. We are going to bring in recently mentioned.
What about overall standings?
We will put those up when we talk about Hell in the Cell.
Whatever. I'm wearing this now.
All right, boys. We will see you in a little bit, and we will bring in Gary Mehaffy from Northern Ireland. Gary, top of the evening to you, my laddie.
Good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, it's been one happy island recently, so we're doing well out here. Let me get that off. Because I'm having graphic issues. It's actually been pretty crazy. But, Gary, we got a couple things to discuss here. First and foremost, NXT UK. Again, an absolute barn burner. We have a new women's champion for the fourth time in history. We have our fourth champion. And our forever champion, she just got the nickname. I thought it was so clever, so cute. Because, the dog, get these dogs and the puppies are forever homes. I thought she's a forever champ. And it just, 2 months later, there she goes. But incredible.
Yeah, I've been absolutely outstanding match. And actually, when I was watching the show and I realized how long was left in the show when they were going to start, I thought, okay, we are getting a long match. And they did. They got like the 20 minutes. Really hard hitting. Lots of big moves. Both of the girls, both the women, they really left it in the ring. They left nothing behind them. And as we said, I was torn between what would happen and what wouldn't. But as you said, our forever champion has now become our ex-champion. And hopefully it'll mean Kaylee Ray gets a call up and she moves across the water over to yourselves. But just another absolutely phenomenal match. Mako is amazing. And the matches that she'll have coming out of this will be fantastic as well. So
so now we get to feed everybody all over again because Kayla was running out of people to fight. It was Effie Valkyrie and that was it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing where this title reign goes. Hopefully it ends with a Xia Brookside championship. Walter started the show with an in-ring promo. It was pretty quick. It was pretty simple. It was to the point. He's still motivated. He's still driven, even after 800 days as champion. Nobody even tried to jump behind, to interrupt him. Walter walked in, said his thing, and walked out, and no one was.
Because that's what I was waiting on. Because when he did his speech, it was almost like, oh, he set himself up to be the forever champion. And I thought, oh, right, maybe they'll both keep their belts and we'll do something with the two of them. But as you say, there'd been rumors of Jordan Devlin. There had been rumors of a few people kind of challenged him, but nobody stuck their head in. Nobody said anything. He just came in and went, who's the daddy? I'm the daddy. Out. Walter out and just disappeared. And nobody mentioned it again as the whole show went on. So I imagine over the next few weeks, you'll have people do that. You'll have some people start to kind of stick their head in. Or maybe if we end up having a three-way with Rampage and Coffee and Dragunov, maybe At the end of that, Walter comes out and kind of challenges the winner of it or whatever. But we'll maybe head that way. But
yeah, I would love for Walter to pull, rip it off Karrion Kross and just take on all three of them. I want all three of you. Give me a challenge. I already beat you all once, Speaking of Jordan Devlin, though, did you see his locker room? Oh my God. That put Roman. That's up there with Roman's locker room on SmackDown. He has a very nice locker room at the BC Sports Center. Jordan was in action. He got his first match back since Stand and Deliver. He got the win over the giant Muppet Saxon Huxley. You got the one. You got the Devlin side, but the thing was, I don't know if you noticed, he got his ass kicked that entire match.
Yeah.
That was a one-sided match in Saxon Huxley's favor, and it was one move and done. That was an impressive outing by Saxon. I don't know if that was on purpose, that maybe, Jordan's still jet-lagged, or he's still shaking off the loss to Santos, or I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I was really, really shocked when I watched the match. It's that they gave Saxon so much, and they've done that recently with a few guys who they haven't done some stuff with, where they've tried to give them some stuff in matches to give him a bit of shine. I did think they gave him a little too much. I thought Devlin should have gone over a little bit stronger. But as you say, it may be that something comes out of it. It may be that they could go down the line of saying, well, he's been stateside. Has he lost his edge? Now he's come back and he doesn't have the confidence. What's going on? So maybe they'll go down that route. But but at least he got the win. So. Yeah,
he got the win, and I said maybe we'll find out on Thursday, Gary, because he's going to be Noam's next guest on the Supernova Sessions. That's an all-star edition right there. This is probably going to be the best one yet. We got my two favorite guys on a talk show. I mean, it was. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Symbiosis got the win over In Action with a running power slam followed by a diving headbutt. Look at Symbiosis ripping off the Bulldogs, guys. Look at that.
I know. Oh, no, I mean, I was pleased to see, obviously, it was Andy Wilde back again, and Dan Maloney, who I think was involved with NXT UK when it kicked off originally, has got himself in good shape, and he's back, obviously doing something. But they really are behind Symbiosis. Nothing against Eddie Dennis. He's better outside of the ring than he is in the ring, my opinion. But he's a good foil for them. He's a good mouthpiece. And I do think, actually, that Tyson T-Bone comes across looking like a killer when he comes out with the tattoos and the way he's got himself in shape too. So I'm glad to see that they've done it. And they're getting a bit of a push.
Yeah. Teal Man did a promo. Again, bringing up Roman Reigns. I don't know why I'm bringing up Roman Reigns in the UK, but Teal Man was sitting in Roman's seat. I did not know if you noticed that during that video back. Like, I don't think Teal Man's supposed to be sitting there. I don't care what table it is. I'm not even allowed to sit at the head of my table. My wife's like, no, that's Roman's seat. I'm like, come on. But apparently he's big on family. So I guess he's probably going to have Ashton Smith. No, Ali, right? No, Oliver. No, he already fought Ashton. Yeah. Probably going to get Oliver Carter at some point soon. But we got two matches to pick here, Gar, coming up. This is the match I think that you're probably most anxious for. You got Subculture in a mixed tag against Ginny and Joseph Connors. Subculture get the rebound win here.
Yeah, I'm going for that because Ginny and Joseph have been involved in costing matches recently for Subculture. So I'm going to say Subculture get their win back here. So,
yeah, actually, well, how about this? Like I said, I'll go with Connors and Ginny just for the fact that actually, no, it's the other way around. I'm going to go Subculture. I'm with you. I want to see who this third person that's going to enter this feud with Team Ginny here.
Yeah.
So, you've been kind of putting money on Gradwell. If that is Gradwell, it's not going to be Thursday because he's got Wolfie in his own match. They had a little bit of a run-in last Thursday, so they're going to get at it.
Yeah, and I'm actually, against my better judgment, I'm going to go that Sam Gradwell's going to win. I really do think that he's had the last 6 months has been make or break for him within the brand, and I really think that he's made it, and that they're going to give a little bit of a push, and that this will be something to do with Gallus because they're obviously like, I want them, and I think that Gradwell will beat him, and then we'll go to Mark Coffey next. So I think Gradwell's going to take it.
All right, Garrett. We're going to change topics just a little bit here while we have you on screen. Last night on Raw, the moment I've been waiting for about 4 years now, or however long she's been off TV, Eva Marie re-debuted on Raw. It was a happy occasion. Tears are down my, running down my face. I was just excited in more ways than one. She had Piper Niven with her, and James threw the comment, and I want to exactly just. Why did they do Piper Niven so dirty? It almost ruined the debut for me because they crapped on Piper so badly by not naming her.
I mean, we were talking backstage before we started, and we were saying that had they even said, I mean, if they want to change her name, fine, but if they'd have said, "Oh, we recognize her. She was previously known as Piper Niven. She's from NXT UK." That brings recognition. It means people watching Raw go, "Oh, there's an NXT UK. I didn't know that." And then you bring more recognition to the brand. I thought it was silly not referencing her at all. That the fans who know are going to go, "What?" But I do have to say, poor Jack Stars.
Yeah, Jack's gonna be heartbroken.
Poor Jack.
Somebody make sure Jack's okay.
Yeah.
If anybody in NXT UK is watching right now, please call Jack and make sure he's okay. But yeah, I just thought they just did her so dirty, and it ruined my. I was excited, Eva Marie, and she even didn't wrestle, but whatever. That's you're falling into the trap already. She's pissing people off. This on purpose. But anyway, just doing Piper like that, I couldn't believe they just.
But I mean, the other side of it is, I'm glad to see her get the call up. I'm loving this fact that she's on Raw, obviously, and having another face from the UK there is brilliant. So, more power to her. Hopefully, she succeeds when she's there. So.
Yeah, and it's not like it's like the UK is already well represented over there between Nikki Cross and the Raw Women's Champion is the former NXT UK, the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion. So it's not like we're not stupid anyway. Gary, we have Hell in the Cell coming up this Sunday. Any wild predictions? Any picks? Anything you want to get off your chest real quick before we let you go?
Well, I can't go against Drew. Obviously, I'm going to have to keep going with Drew, but. I'm thinking there's gonna be some sort of schmoz, might be the wrong way to put it, in the Alexa Bliss Shayna Baszler match. I'm going for a no contest in it.
Okay.
I think something's gonna happen that'll not quite be Lily causes something, but there'll be something happen, and we'll have some sort of double DQ or no contest in it. So I'm gonna go for that.
All right. Sounds good, Gar. Gar, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for staying up late, as always.
No problem.
We will see you next week.
Yep. See you then. Have a good one.
All right. So we're going to bring back in John Smith. He's not there right now. Maybe he'll pop in. He likes to pop in and surprise me. Doesn't look like it. I believe we bring in Ryan Joy as well for Minutes to Bell Time as we get our AEW on. Ryan, how are things going today?
Things are very good today, and I'm glad to be back off suspension. I don't know. I didn't really know about the suspension. I just had to take some time off, and I got suspended for it. But luckily, the suspension cleared before the next episode, so I guess I'm good.
Yeah, and in all sincerest apologies to Mama Joy. Apparently, I frightened your mother last Tuesday, and that's not something I was planning on doing. That's not something I wanted to.
She's like, how did you get suspended from that?
So, Mama Joy, I sincerely apologize. You know I love your son as much as you do. It was a joke. But the next time he forgets an Eva Marie graphic, we're going to have to talk.
You mean Piper Niven graphic?
Last Friday night, were you one of the 5 people that actually stayed up to watch Dynamite?
Absolutely.
Who are you asking, John?
Yeah, which one were you playing? Yeah. I was there the whole way to midnight.
Actually, I was too. I missed SmackDown, so I did something for my wedding reception. So, might as well throw this up here now. That's right. Baby Moxley has now entered WrestleMania 61. She will be teaming with Ro Rollins. I forget what that match is, but Nora Moxley, she is present and accounted for. Congratulations to Renee and Wild Thing, right? That's what we call them now. John DeConnie, main event tag team match. What happens when you slap Brian Cage?
Nothing good.
I can't possibly imagine it.
Yeah, we don't know for sure because he wound up chasing Starks to the back. But, if Starks shows up and a neck breaks this week, I would not be surprised.
No.
And that all shook out from the Hangman Page and Preston Vance versus Brian Cage and Hobbs match, which started out pretty good for the heels there. Cage and Hobbs kind of cut Vance off from Hangman, lumped him up pretty good for a little while. Page eventually got the hot tag, and he had his way with Hobbs. Then Cage got back in with Page, and Hook jumped up on the apron, got the referee's attention. That allowed Starks to toss in the FTW title, which Brian Cage looked at for half a second, tossed it right back out. This set Starks off, on a hissy fit. He got right in Cage's face, which, as we've already explained, not a smart idea. Even less intelligent is slapping the big man the taste right out of his mouth. And this led to them chasing each other and barking at each other all the way back up the ramp into the tunnel. So that left Hobbs all by himself. And Preston Vance had a nice time taking care of him for a while there. He eventually would hit a ripcord cutter. Just for good measure. Hangman would also hit the buckshot lariat, although he was not the legal man. And Preston 10 Vance would cover Hobbs for the win, and the Dark Order would have some happy beers afterwards.
Yeah, they had a nice little Dark Order celebration. Unfortunately, they didn't get to do it earlier in the night, Ryan. Evil Uno, he tried to get that TNT championship. He had the whole Dark Order with him, including -1. I guess he was back on TV again. I believe his school grades were suffering. He missed a couple episodes, and I'm saying that seriously. I saw a report about that.
Well, and I also want to clarify that that -1 only had chocolate milk. He did not participate in the Happy Beers after the Preston Vance win.
I believe him and Colt Cabana had waters, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
My wife pointed that out. It's like, it looks like little Brody is not the only one that's not drinking.
This was Evil Uno's first singles championship attempt ever.
That's ever, not even in AEW, just ever.
Ever. So he didn't get the job done. It eventually came down to a game over, but Evil Uno is one of these guys that he has done so much since the start, his signing. He's like half the size that he used to be. He's done a lot. He's put in a lot of work. He's got a bunch of singles victories on Dark and stuff. I think they're going to probably pair him off at some point with another member of the Dark Order and give Stu Grayson a massive run. And but Evil Uno, he did okay. But Miro's going to beat everybody until he doesn't.
You can put Miro on that list of dominant heel champions that you have no idea who's actually going to beat him for that title. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Christian Cage, he's opened up the show with a win over Angelico after a kill switch. And I guess some feuds just never die because Matt Hardy came in and hit Christian with the twist of fate. And here we go again, 20 years later. We have the Hardys and Edge and Christian, or I guess just Christian and Matt. But I'm sure Edge and Jeff, they could probably fight on, WWE at some point too. Jungle Boy interrupted Kenny Omega's in-ring promo after Kenny said the only thing Jungle Boy was missing is guts. So Jungle Boy wanted to come out, prove him wrong, got right in his face. And then almost it came down to some fisticuffs, almost got him in the snare trap before the Bucks came out to the save. So Jungle Boy, he's getting his feet wet into this whole elite / Bullet Club business. That championship match that Jungle Boy earned at Double or Nothing will be on Saturday, June 26th, excuse me. End of this month, yeah. Lance Archer defeated Inaction in like 5 seconds. And okay, so here we go. Everybody take note. When you are fighting in Inaction, that is exactly what you are supposed to do. You are going to walk into the ring, punch him, hit your finisher, and walk out. That's done and done. None of this 20-minute 5-star matches with an Inaction, Kenny. Lance Archer, job well done. Good job.
Jake Roberts is barely on camera.
By a Jersey girl. Jersey had a pretty good week. I think she was our only loss. Actually, Ace lost and lost. So that was the contest. But Layla, she represented well. She gave Nyla a run for her money. I'm proud.
When this match was announced, we all kind of thought Nyla was going to win. But when you start looking, look at it a little bit deeper, Layla Hirsch had 11 wins going into this. So she hasn't been sitting on, the sidelines. She's been winning matches and putting in the work and using that cross arm breaker to good effect. But a top rope Hurricane is not the way to beat Nyla Rose. She will beast bomb you through the mat, which is how it ended for 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, gutsy effort by Jersey. Way to job. She's doing Jersey proud. Keep it up, Layla. All right, we got a couple things going on. This Friday night, are we back on Friday nights again?
Yes.
So we got Friday again basketball?
Yes.
One more Friday than Saturday.
Then the next one's Saturday, and then they're back to Wednesdays because they that whole July, like that Fighter Fest and the other two.
Road Rager. Yep.
Yeah, so, okay. They did an in-ring interview with Cody Rhodes, which was interrupted by QT Marshall. QT wants a strap match on July 7th. That's the Road Rager match. So when they go back live in front of a crowd and start traveling again, one of the first matches we're going to see, if not the first, it sounds like something that would open the show. It's going to be Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall in a strap match. But before that, we are going to be getting Cody Rhodes and does somebody want to do it? I don't want to see those something. Brock Anderson! Yeah, Brock Anderson, son of Arn, double A. That'll be the last time I try to impersonate Heyman with the Brock part. I'm sure everyone's done it on every podcast when they found out Arn's kid's name is Brock. They're going to be at QT Marshall and Aaron Solo, son of Han. Ryan, who do you got on this one?
Well, I think Brock has to get the win here, right? So I think Aaron Solo is going to eat the pin. And I don't know why they didn't just name him Bob or something for wrestling. Like, Brock is obviously taken. Just
yeah. John Connie.
Yeah, I've got Mini Arn getting the win here.
John Smith. Anyone going to go? I'm going to go factory on this one. I think QT's going to pin Anderson.
Yeah, I'll go with QT. Yeah,
I'm going to go QT, but see. Here's going to be the test. It's almost like say when you're the son of a very legendary professional wrestler, like Dominic Guerrero has to do the frog splash right, Charlotte has to do the woo whatever right. Where do you think what to watch? Brock Anderson's spine buster. That's what's going to be, I guess, graded here. See if it's
It has to
be transmitted, I guess, is the phrase.
It has to be thunderous.
Yes. Darby Allin, he was challenged by Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky to find a partner that was not named Sting. Darby said, screw it. He just told Sting to stay home, and he's going to fight these guys by himself. So look at the balls on Darby here, John Smith, as you run back to your chair.
Look at the balls on Darby here, John. Yeah, I got Darby winning this, and I think he'll get some help somewhere.
All right, well, like I said, it's not going to be from Sting because he told Sting to stay home. Ryan Joy, if that's anybody, does he have any other friends? I don't think so. Tony Hawk.
I don't think he's got any friends. I think Sting will be there. Page and Sky win the match for me. They're on a roll. They're going to the tag titles.
They're winning the tag title. Very good. I like that.
They're going to the tag titles. I don't know if they're going to win, but they're going to go there.
I think I would like to see them win it, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I'm with Sky and Ethan Page as well. I think Darby he doesn't lose the match. Well, he loses the match by pinfall, but he puts on such an amazing effort because they beat the holy hell out of him for 15 minutes, and you can't believe he's still alive, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I think Page and Sky got to win this.
All right. I'm going to go Page and Sky as well. Then, like I said, Sting will be there. He's not staying home. He will thwart. I love that word. I love typing that word on my notes every time somebody comes down for a save. He will thwart the evil attempts of the post-match attack. Orange Cassidy, he is going to be going up against Cesar Bononi. Ryan Joy, he's the throwing some shade here, Caesar, in this graphic here, but it seemed like they had a new little faction formed with Little Ziggler and a couple other guys that I can't remember their names.
So it's Ryan Nemeth, JD Drake, Peter Avalon, and what's his name? In Action? Right. And In Action are in a faction together. They're called the Wingmen. And what they do is they come out to the ring and they lose against named talent. So that's what's going to happen on this show.
So it's almost like the Wingman is I don't say ripping off the Job Squad. There's like 2 Job Squad references in one episode. They talked about it in 59 episodes. They only brought up the Job Squad once. Brought them up twice today. So is this like another Job Squad kind of deal? Like they're making fun of themselves for losing?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except they get all their wins on the, dark and elevation and stuff. But when they have to wrestle somebody that matters, they look at the lights.
Gotcha. John DeConnie.
Yeah, give me Orange Cassidy here. Even Cesar Bononi's a big dude, but somehow we get the I don't know what's his submission. Orange Cassidy.
He does the orange and he does the beach break.
Beach break. Ah, man.
All right, John Smith. You want to make it unanimous?
Yeah, give me Orange.
All right. Jim Ross is going to be sitting down with Andrade El Idolo. I'm sure Andrade's got a couple things on his mind that he wants to say, get off his chest. Should be fun. In a match last week as well, Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Penta, they defeated a team of the Young Bucks and what's this Cutler's first name now? It's not Jay, it's not Wes, is it Steve?
Brandon.
There's too many Cutlers in my life right now. Yeah, very good. I think everybody nailed it. I think Travis actually was the first one to say it too. Cutler's there to eat the pin, and that's what Brandon Cutler does. You got the spinning reverse back punch move thing that Eddie Kingston likes to do. He does like this. He's like, woo! I have a spinny chair. I want to use it. Then there's a post-match attack by the Young Bucks, and the Good Brothers came out and helped. So this is what we are going for this week. Frankie Kazarian came out to thwart the attack as well. Frankie, he's inserting himself in this now that he does not have a tag team partner anymore. He's got to be doing something. So it's going to be Frankie along with Penta and Kingston, former best friends, against the Good Brothers and Matt Jackson, one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions. John McConney, I don't believe we let off you yet. What do you got?
Penta and Kingston again. I'm kind of like, are they going to win twice in a row? But I think adding Kazarian into the mix, since he is now the elite hunter, I think that makes Penta, Kingston, and Kazarian the team to beat here. So you want to go with them?
I like that theory. I'm going to go with that one right there. John Smith.
Give me the Bullet Club.
All right. Brian Joy.
I think what happens here is that Kazarian isolates Matt Jackson, and they fight to the back or into the crowd or whatever. And then you end up with Good Brothers versus Kingston and Penta, and the Good Brothers win.
All right. I like that. And then the last thing, Pinnacle did an in-ring promo. They all showed off on their respective rivals. MJF declined Jericho's challenge, so they destroyed Pinnacle's limo with sledgehammers and a forklift. So that's
Makes sense.
the point. And all that, whatever. And while Wardlow, he accepted Jake Hager's challenge to an MMA cage match. Ryan.
Yeah.
He's going to destroy Wardlow, huh?
Yeah, this is Wardlow week. He has a win on Dark Elevation. He has a win on Dark tonight, presumably. And he is going to lose on Friday. I think you don't go into an MMA cage with Jake Hager and win. I just don't see how that's going to happen. It's not good for the brand.
No, it's not good for Hager. It's almost like Floyd Mayweather at WrestleMania, where he was if Hager wasn't undefeated, like, okay, maybe Floyd Mayweather had an undefeated boxing record on the line against Big Show. Just like, there's no way in hell that they're gonna put an asterisk next to that 0 saying he lost to the Big Show. They're not gonna put an asterisk next to Jake Hager's MMA professional wrestling record to John DeConnie.
Exactly. He hasn't lost in the cage yet for real. He's not going to lose in the cage when it's something less than real.
Choose your words wisely, John.
I would never use the F word.
Planned.
John Smith.
What was the match again? I'm sorry.
It's Hager and Wardlow in an MMA cage.
Yeah, give me Hager. He lost the first one against Wardlow, so he's going to get it back.
I'm using a different computer today, so I guess maybe I have better audio. I know my picture's clear. You can actually see the gray in my beard this week. It's pretty crazy. So that will do it for AEW. We're going to transition to WWE, the main roster. We'll do a quick rundown from Raw last night. I got to get the right notes here. Where are you, Raw? There we go. As mentioned earlier, Eva Marie, after a long-awaited time, she made her Raw debut with a win. Now, this is a genius philosophy, a genius strategy by Eva Marie. She had somebody else wrestle for her, and she still got the win. So she's still a genius. She's still doing her thing. We're picking up right where we left off with her, and I love every second of it, and I can just feel the hate coming from the internet, and it's just, it feels so good. Anyway, John Smith, and actually other wrestling news, tag team match, it finally boiled over with RK Bro and the New Day.
Yeah, they put on another really good match. They have one a couple weeks ago, or maybe even last week. This one went 2 segments back and forth, and then Riddle misses an RKO on Kofi, and Kofi takes advantage for a while, but it's not enough because Randy Orton gets in there and hits his RKO on Woods. And the real story about this is afterwards, the New Day is backstage talking to MVP, and he tries to put a wedge between the two of them, blaming everything on Xavier Woods because he's basically been, the third wheel, you could say, of the New Day the whole time. Yeah. I think he plays that role well, but I do think he comes across as the weakest, and they're finally mentioning it,
Yeah, MVP, he had a burn on Kofi. He's like, well, good luck on your match on Sunday. Oh, that's right, you don't have one. So Kofi is standing tall by Xavier Woods, and I had to write it for now because I think there's something coming here, and I don't know if it's the end of the New Day. I don't know if the Power Rangers are going to be the last thing that they ever wear together. That'd be a fun little trivia question. John DeConnie, Dripstick engaged. Wait, before we do this, I'm sure you have this in your notes, but I got to go back to Riddle for a second. Riddle's band. What did you think when he started rattling off wrestlers? And he did put Xavier Woods in the band, even though on the wrong instrument, but that's just Riddle being Riddle. What did you think of the band he was trying to put together? Do you think Randy Orton plays keyboard? Tickle the Ivories?
Why not? I mean, how would you not want to be a part of something so star-studded?
So Miz and Morrison, absolutely, I fell off my couch. I was laughing hysterically when Morrison left Miz on the top of the ramp during the slow motion, and you see Miz yelling at him in slow motion. I died. But Dripstick was engaged. Miz got it going for Johnny in the match.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so that started off the match by basically blinding Jeff Hardy, or at least, catching him off guard. And this was, a 2-minute, 45-second match, so it wasn't much of a big deal. John Morrison controlled a good portion of it and eventually hit Starship Pain for the win. But once again, that's not where it ends. Cedric Alexander was out again, continued to talk crap to Matt Hardy, kind of, started off with, I'm kind of sorry. I was almost kind of sorry for what I said to you last week, but now I'm not really kind of sorry because look at what you just did. Maybe you should just retire. And Jeff Hardy said, well, I'll retire if you can beat me right now. So There we go. Everybody back to position one. We take out John Morrison. We drop in Cedric Alexander, and we get another 2-minute, 45-second match. Only this one ends with a swanton bomb. And Cedric Alexander, once again, looking stupid for running off his mouth and not backing it up. And once again, Jeff dances over him afterwards just to kind of remind him, don't disrespect your elder, son.
That's it. especially a former WWE champion, a former Impact champion. I mean, Jeff's won it all. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooks' photo shoot was interrupted by Natalya and Tamina's training. It was funny how they're like what's going on? They took like 2 steps and the ring was like right in front of the photo shoot somewhere else. Then like why just set it up there? Anyway, so that broke out into a fight. That was fun. And then the last thing we will bring up before everything else kind of leaks into Hell in a Cell. The last thing we'll bring up, Ryan Joy. What does WWE stand for?
Walk with Elias.
And what does it mean in his matches now?
Walk with Elias. Let me tell you something, Al. I think that, Ted DiBiase being back on NXT, Elias went back and reviewed some of the old Money Inc. footage of how they would end their matches walking away with the tag titles. And that's how Elias, he doesn't keep any titles in this, but that's how he ends his matches now. He takes a walk and gives Riker the victory.
That's it. Honky Tonk Man was notorious for that as well. There was a reason why he was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Probably has about 1 title defense, 2 title defenses, or whatever it was. It just didn't. Shifting gears to SmackDown. The days of our lives of the Inouye family. I guess you want to call him that. Jimmy Uso was an in-ring promo saying that the Roman got the Usos disqualified intentionally because he's jealous. Wow, that was pretty. That was out there. But Jimmy was promised he was going to do something later that he wouldn't regret. I don't recall him doing it. I don't know. Staying with this, actually, Jimmy requested Roman to go to their locker room. That was kind of ballsy as well. Jimmy's getting a little ballsy here, but Roman went to the Usos' locker room per Jimmy's request. They started arguing again, and Jay had enough of it and bounced. Roman flipped the story on Jimmy, saying it's his fault and he should go after him or something like that. Roman was all over the place when he was talking to Jimmy. I kind of wasn't really understanding where he was going with it, but he flipped it on Jimmy. Jimmy felt bad, so Jimmy had to be the one to go get Jay. It's like almost like the parents were fighting and the kid just walked away. I don't know why that was in my head, but let's stop fighting. Anyway, John Smith, we had a rematch from last week in the women's division. This time, Jersey got it done. Good job, Liv. I knew she'd get bounced back.
Yeah, it wasn't a very long match. It felt a lot longer than it was, to be honest with you. It was only, I think, 2.5, 3 minutes long. But the big takeaway here is Carmella, even though she lost, insisted that the announcer is still the most beautiful woman in WWE, Carmella. Yeah. That's how he introduced her as well. So we'll see where that's going. Maybe she's just going to lose a bunch now and keep forcing the announcer to do that. Maybe that's her angle. I don't know.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, he'll always have to announce that because, me too, James. I'm with you on this one. Liv, she's working hard. She's a Jersey girl, so that's something that you really kind of can't beat Carmella for. Like, you can't beat her for her looks, right? It's not like a title or a $1 million belt or it's a crown. That's something we're going to talk about in 2 minutes. John DeConnie, Montez Ford had a one-on-one with Gable. Gable was in the back. I guess he kind of half apologized as well for their altercation last week with Otis and whatnot. But Otis, he's like, Otis is still pissed. But anyway, they had the match with Montez, and Gable was right. Otis is still pissed.
Yeah. So this was supposed to, I think, start out as a tag match, but then it wound up with, all right, we're going to go out. It's going to be Ford versus Gable, and Otis and Dawkins are banned from ringside. So we get into it. We got Gable out wrestling Ford. He's controlling the beginning of the match, and then we cut to the backstage, and we see Otis and Dawkins beating the hell out of each other backstage. We go back to the ring, and Ford starts to build a little bit of momentum, and that's when Otis forgets about Dawkins backstage, makes his way out to ringside, and just flat out attacks Ford, and just lumps him up something good. He hit that second buckle bullfrog splash that he got some serious distance on, followed up with a Vader bomb before the refs and the agents came and split them all up. And eventually Dawkins would limp out and kind of throw his body on top of Ford to try and protect him. But essentially it was all over at that point, and the Alphas kind of, left with a smirk on their face.
You're not even going to bring it up? Okay. There we go. Otis ripping off Papa Shango. Did anybody else catch that? He came in late to break up the cover, and Gable had to kick out of Montez's splash. Papa Shango, baby. There we go. Where was Otis? You see Gable looking through. Where's Otis? Kick out. Oh, that's all right, though. We got a tag team match. Kevin Owens and Big E, they defeated Apollo Crews and Sami Zayn after Owens hit Sami with the stunner. Apollo wasn't happy about that. Apollo pretty much, I don't know if I get the word, an imbecile, an idiot, he's something he called Sami Zayn. He wants a rematch this week. He doesn't want Sami and his partner. He wants his commander, Aziz. So here we go again. John Smith. Look how happy Big E looks in that picture.
Yeah, I got Owens and Big E winning this one.
All right, John DeConnie.
I think this is going to be the first time we see Aziz technically in the ring in a match. Give me Aziz and Apollo.
Yeah, Ryan Joy, shout out to Umaga. He hit Sami after the match because Sami got upset that he called him an imbecile or whatever it was. So Aziz popped him with the Nigerian nail.
What's the Umaga shout out? Because of the Nigerian nail?
Yeah, the thumb.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's how this match I think is going to end. Nigerian nail.
I will go with that as well.
I think Big E's going to take it too.
Yeah, that makes sense. You think Aleister Black too soon? Too soon? Aleister Black lost Big E the match.
You know what? Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
There you go.
That's the truth.
And then a match that I'm sure BJ Pavenka, who commented earlier, I don't know if he's still watching right now, but probably the biggest match of his modern life, at least of this year. Shinsuke Nakamura, he defeated Baron Corbin with the Royal Roll-Up for the win. And he walked away with the crowd again. Boogs tearing it up on the air guitar and his actual guitar. They've been fighting quite a bit recently. It's actually, Pierce has been keeping track for us. 2 wins apiece. The best of 5 series is going to a Game 5. There's nothing more exciting in sports than Game 5, boys. Winner gets the crown on Friday night. Here we go. BJ
really
he's going to have all of his money on his benevolent king, Baron Corbin. Ryan Joy, as a BJ Pavenka enthusiast, I believe who do you got in this one?
No contest. Shinsuke walks away with the crown.
No contest. Shinsuke walks away. Okay. John DeConnie.
Give me Shinsuke. I think even if it does turn out the other way, like Ryan said, I think Shinsuke walks off with the crown either way.
John Smith.
Yeah, I got a no contest also because, as you know, it's really hard to beat the same team 3 times.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. So nobody does it. There you go.
In the same season, right? Is this all the same season?
Right.
Yeah, this is in the past month. Yeah, they fought each other in the past month. So now here's the thing. So Ryan and John.
Yeah.
If you're calling a no contest here, how does this get resolved?
I think Shinsuke's got the crown, and that's it.
I think that they might have a blood feud match at Hell in a Cell after they go no contest.
Oh,
This is the match that they've added to the 5 because there's only 5 matches on the card. I know Ryan, he likes the 5-match card idea right now. So I don't think they've usually done 5 is 6.
I think Hell in a Cell last year was only 5 matches. It was.
I remember last year at Extreme Rules they booked 7, but only 4 counted towards the.
Yeah, I think Hell in a Cell last November, was only 5 matches because they had 3 Hell in a Cell matches. Yeah.
Okay, so that's exactly where we're headed to right now. This is it, WWE portion, pay-per-view portion of the season. Hell in the Cell. Actually, the funny thing was, John Smith, when you left the TV, we got a little reminiscent of In Your House. So we threw on Canadian Stampede. John Smith never saw it. So we watched the Canadian Stampede match. The Hart's family, they were going nuts. He left the TV on for me to fall asleep to. I actually woke up. It's going to be Kane. So I woke up to the first ever Hell in a Cell match that morning before I went to work between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. way back in October of 1997. So it's been a long time. That's how many? I don't even know. I think there's been 36 or 37, or maybe it's more than that. I just had the list up right now of how many Hell in a Cell matches there have been. I don't remember. I've been busy, defending New York. But here are our overall standings going into Hell in a Cell. John Smith with the lead at 256. Travis right behind him at 244. I'm at 243. Ryan at 240. So there's still a little bit of a traffic jam here. But I do have to admit, whoever Jushin Liger is at ProWrestlingPick'em.com, he is smoking all of us. He's up to like 290 right now already. So he is going to be tough to catch. Our WWE specific polls is the second show of the season. John Smith nailed it for Perfecto at Backlash. Ryan and Gary went 5-1 with 17. Tyler and Travis went 5-1 for 15. I would have known the Miz was going to be eaten by zombies. I would have bet against them. They need to tell you this stuff ahead of time.
No, you wouldn't have.
And the scoring for Hell in a Cell as follows. Standard scoring, 5 points for the WWE and Universal title matches, 3 points for all other title matches, 1 point for non-title matches. The two matches that are in the Hell in a Cell, they get 10 points added. I thought it was 5 points added. I got to double check that. Perfect payment right now, 10 points. It's 5 points added. It's going to be 10 points total. So my bad on the graphical error. All right, Hell in a Cell. So back to SmackDown. Rey Mysterio updated us on the medical condition of his son Dominic. He's hurt. I guess that was the answer to that question. He's hurt. And now Rey is pissed because he vowed on the day Dominic was born that he would never allow something like this to happen to him. So it was actually pretty cool that Rey was actually sitting in the waiting room while Eddie and Vicky were having Dominic. That was pretty cool. Eddie and Rey were best friends, so I can understand why Rey would be there. Why he would make that promise to somebody else's kid, I have no idea. But Rey was there.
It wasn't Vicky; it was Rey's wife.
Oh wow, was it? I don't
remember.
Be no
confusion. There would be no confusion about who Dominic's father is if it was Vicky Guerrero's the wife.
Is that John DeConnie? Were you watching wrestling at that point in time? I just thought it was just they just gave Rey the kid because they couldn't have kids or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember that whole ridiculous.
I don't think Rey's wife was involved in this. Okay. You just SpongeBob the hell out of the story from 15 years ago. Oh my God, good, Brian, very good. Way to sort through all the BS, huh?
There you go.
So Rey came out. He challenged Roman to a Hell in a Cell match. Roman acknowledged. Both Mysterios tried attacking Roman with kendo sticks, but it didn't work out too well for them. But Rey got his match. They announced it Saturday morning on Talking Smack. Ryan Joy, you have been doing extensive research and broadcast journalism, on the question of who is going to beat Roman Reigns eventually and become Universal Champion. Out of all the research that you've done and the answers that you've been giving, has anybody said Rey Mysterio?
3 people.
Three people said Rey, really?
On Family Feud style, I asked 55 people, apparently. I got 55 answers on this in the Body Slam Brigade private Facebook group, and 3 people selected Rey Mysterio. Now, some of those people said Rey Mysterio or some other person. But, so it's even more than 55 guesses here. But, yeah, 3 people. Now, on the Daily Wrestling News Show yesterday, I said that if they want to make this compelling and they want to make us think that Rey Mysterio could have a chance here, then on Friday they need to call up Legado del Fantasma as Rey's henchman and bring over the Lucha House Party, and they all beat up Roman Reigns on the stage, and they injure him, and Roman goes into Hell in a Cell with a broken leg or something, and then Rey has a chance. Outside of that, Roman Reigns is going to destroy Rey Mysterio.
All right. John DeConnie.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Roman plays lawn dart with Ray, just like old times.
John Smith, both of these men have competed in Hell in the Cell before Hell in a Cell. Excuse me. I always get this confused. Hell in a Cell or Hell in the Cell. They both competed inside the cell before. Roman is 4-1-1 all time. Rey Mysterio is also 1-1, or I guess not also, but Rey Mysterio, a lot of ones there. 4-1-1 and then 1-1. But none of these guys are strangers to the cell. Roman has been in a lot more frequently. I can't remember who the no contest was. Strowman, right? Was the no contest?
I don't remember.
I think it was Strowman. Anyway, who do you got on this one?
Obviously it's going to be Roman. I'm just thinking that this might set the record for the shortest Hell in a Cell match of all time, and then we might get some. I think this is going to be the main event, but I think it's going to be a pretty short Hell in a Cell match, and then we're going to get something big happening after the fact. I don't know what, maybe like Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso or whatever getting involved. I don't know.
I think it would tie because Ray's been in 2 other Hell in the Cell, so it would probably be a 3-way tie for the shortest. Nia Jax approached Alexa Bliss on her swing at the beginning of Raw last night. Said that Shayna will see her Sunday and to stop messing with her career and her matches. So they fought last night as well. Alexa Bliss got the win via disqualification when Reggie interfered. But he was in a trance by Alexa. But I guess, Reggie, we all are. So Shayna Baszler is going up against Alexa Bliss. Lily, the doll, will not be on a pole during this match or in a shark cage. But even if she was, she probably would be able to escape. John Smith.
Yeah, give me our girl Alexa. This is gonna be, a Lake of Reincarnation type situation for Shayna. I think she's going to be gone and then come back a little bit different, a little bit changed after this.
Well, Reggie was the one in the trans, John DeConnie. Do you think maybe Reggie's the one? Reggie likes to hop around from woman to woman. He's a little bit of a player. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's true. Yeah, he could come down to the ring with Nia in support of Shayna and wind up leaving under the spell of Alexa again. But either way, I think Little Miss Bliss, or whatever incarnation you want to call her right now, I think she takes this.
Ryan Joy, you want to make it unanimous? Because I have Alexa as well.
Alexa Bliss, 5-0 this year. She's going to be 6-0. They're not going to take that undefeated away from her. And no reason to give Shayna Baszler a win. She's only got 2 this whole year and 10 on the other side of the equation. So Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, and that's, one of those wins was against Randy Orton. So when you beat a 14-time world champion, impressive record. It's an impressive win.
It is one of those wins.
Yep.
And 2 against Asuka, by the way. 1 was when Asuka was champion.
I mean, it was a very sad episode of Ding Dong Hello on Friday. It started out with 2 friends, laughing at the expense of their opponents. It turned into bedlam. I believe I used the word bedlam. That's what this turned into. It was horrifying. The doorbell rang. They thought somebody had ordered food. It turned out to be Cesaro, and he trashed the set. So, Bayley was just in a tizzy, and then Bianca came out, and then she started laughing at Bayley's misfortune. I just did not like that. I did not think that was a positive thing for our champion to do. So they're going to fight about it. But we knew this match has been booked for a while now. Bayley looking to regain the SmackDown Women's Championship. That would be her 3rd title defense. She's going for her 3rd title reign as SmackDown Women's Champion. John Smith, are you going to do Bianca dirty early? Get the belt off her this early?
I think that she should be dropping this belt to Bayley because Bayley's doing the best work of her career, but at the same time, she also doesn't need the belt. So I'm going with Bianca to keep the belt for now.
All right, Ryan.
Hard to argue with John Smith on that. And plus, Bianca's not lost this year, and there's not many people that you can say that about. Just her and Alexa Bliss and Roman Reigns. So make it 10-0 for Bianca.
All right, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I think for all the reasons previously listed, it makes sense Bianca holds on here. Does anybody else think eventually we see Sasha poke her head in and we see some kind of a 3-way match heading towards SummerSlam?
Sure.
Yeah, she's got to be coming back soon. Yeah, SummerSlam, Vegas, you can't have Sasha Banks not be on that card. That's – yeah, you got to put her on. So, And I think you got to put Bailey on the card too. I think they, she did great at WrestleMania, interrupting with the hosting and everything like that. But I felt like they did Bailey a little dirty after pretty much piggybacking the entire company during the pandemic, and you're going to leave her off Mania. I mean, I thought that was kind of.
And don't forget they have Money in the Bank between now and SummerSlam too, that can throw a whole wrench into all these champions.
Yep, 100%. On Raw last night, Nikki Cross defeated Charlotte Flair via countout. Charlotte was talking bleep to Rhea and lost track of the referee's count. Charlotte's post-match attack was thwarted by Rhea Ripley, who hit Charlotte with the Riptide, and that would be the match we're going into. Rhea Ripley had a match later on that night. She defeated Asuka with the Riptide. Charlotte came flying out to attack post-match. Postman Pierce, the Hurricane, Jamie Noble, and Daivari, all a part of the pull-apart crew last night between these two young ladies. Brian Joy, I'll let you shoot first on this one. Who do you got?
Well, first of all, Nikki Cross is 4-1 this year. Her only losses are to Alexa Bliss. Why isn't she in this match? I thought that's what we do.
She's got the winner, I think. I think she's probably going to get winner.
Yeah, well, maybe she needs to call Daniel Bryan and figure out what's going on here. Anyway, in this match, I'm going to go Charlotte Flair.
Daniel Bryan should write a book, How to Weasel Your Way into Championship Matches. John Smith.
This is really tough because, I mean, I feel like we're going to see a title change somewhere, but where's it going to be? I'm going to go with Charlotte on this one.
John DeConnie, there were 7 championship matches on the pay-per-views last weekend with 7 title defenses.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out where there would be a flip-flop here, and I almost went with the WWE title again, which I've been striking out on. And then I think between the way the show ended and the way Charlotte got her nose bloodied up, it swayed me to say that this is going to be the one, and give me Charlotte taking that title off Rhea.
See, I thought I was going to be going out on a limb here and going to be on an island, I know I'm on an island now, but I thought I was going to be the only one picking Charlotte, and I'm like, damn it. I got Charlotte as well. Screw it. I think that she was supposed to have it at Mania, right? Didn't that whole mess up or whatever? I think she was supposed to have it at this time. And then I don't know what. I guess then she fights Nikki at Money in the Bank, and maybe Rhea wins Money in the Bank to get her shot back or something. I think Rhea needs to do a little bit more chasing than defending. So I want
to see Nikki win the Money in the Bank.
That'd be fun. Makes sense.
That'd be fun. I was going to try to make a Dana Brooke joke, but I couldn't think of it. John Smith. She grabbed the wrong briefcase. She grabbed the wrong briefcase last week. Drew McIntyre and the War Raiders, they defeated Lashley, AJ Styles, and Omos last night after McIntyre kind of out of nowhere got Lashley with the Claymore. First things first, does anybody want to talk about this match? I thought that match was a lot of fun last night. It started with Drew and AJ, ended up in a bleep show, so they made it a 3-on-3. I just thought that match was so much fun. Omos was really coming into his own.
Yeah.
John DeConnie, anything you want to say?
Oh, just that I completely agree with you. Yeah, that when they went to commercial during the Drew and AJ match, and I was like, what kind of crap are they going to come up with? And they come back. Bobby's not even there because he was just in his 3-piece suit. And I'm like, it's just going to be a disaster. And then by the end of it, I was like, well, this was a lot of fun. I very much appreciated it, right up to the point where Lashley got tagged in and ate a Claymore.
Yeah. I thought that was actually kind of funny how Lashley legitimately had to run back, take his. They actually. I feel like it wouldn't have made sense. If they came back from a commercial and he was on the apron in his wrestling gear, what the hell just happened? I actually like the fact that they showed him running out. Oh, Lashley had to go get changed. I was like, oh, that's. Anyway, so that sets up for this. Ryan Joy. What I'm thinking here, Bobby has been in the back recently with MVP, and even on, in the ring, on screen or whatever. Every time he's on screen, he's got all these women around him. He's got the fanfare. He's got MVP blowing smoke up his ass. Is Bobby getting a little? You think he's going to get comfortable here now? Actually, specifically now after he just ate a Claymore Monday. So you think maybe that's a wake up call, or it just seems like he's being everything's like a party to him now. Do you think he's focused on this?
I think he is. I do. I see exactly what you're saying, but I think he is focused. I think he's going to win the match too. I think Drew McIntyre is going to be on Raw for a few weeks, not knowing what he's going to do. I can't challenge for the WWE Championship anymore. What do I do? Oh, I can go win Money in the Bank. That's what I can do. And so I think Bobby Lashley, he's gonna take the match.
All right, John Smith. I don't know why I'm throwing all the records at you. This will be Lashley's first ever Hell in a Cell match. McIntyre is 2-2 all time. I believe he had the win last year. Who did he fight in the cell last year? Was it Ziggler?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Who won, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Randy won, then Drew won the ambulance match.
Yeah. Oh, the ambulance match.
With help from Rick and Sean. And,
right. Yep. Who do you got in this one, John Smith?
Yeah, I got Bobby retaining, and I'm hoping maybe we see a new member of the Hurt Business, or members, if it's Dawkins and if it's the Street Profits. I'd love to see that kind of be a nice little swerve. Have the Street Profits join them. But either way, it's Bobby Lashley.
John DeConnie.
Yeah, I was going to take the hit one more time and go with Drew here right up until he hit a Claymore and got a clean finish on the champ on the go-home show. So give me Lashley retaining.
So pretty much, are we Lashley, Flair, Belair, Bliss, Reigns? Are we all on the same page? Like, is this like the worst debated conversation ever?
Wait, did we all just pick the same picks?
I think we all just made the same picks.
I think this is a special episode of Dynamite instead of.
Let's call Tyler right now. Tyler's going to call. Tyler will probably pick Ray.
Tyler makes weird picks.
Yeah, Tyler does a little. He's fun with his picks. Yeah, quite the imagination, that one. All righty, so I guess we'll find out. There's going to be no change in the standings going forward. John Smith, you can keep that belt on your shoulder for another week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Travis.
Well, not if Gary or Tyler or Travis jump ahead.
Travis, yeah. Okay, Travis is right behind you, right? Okay, so we'll get the closing stuff here. We'll wrap up and get out of here for you guys to go watch NXT, and I gotta go. I got a hockey game I gotta go watch. The Primetime Rundown, powered by StreamYard with Joey Jarzinka, Ian Schreier, and Rob DeLuca. They switched it up. They are now going to be airing at 7 p.m. on Monday nights as they take you through the world of sports right here on all of the Eastern Observer platforms. For more information, please go to theeasternobserver.com. Again, this graphic is incorrect. I did not get the new one yet from Joe McMahon, producer Joe. They are now on Monday nights. They were on last night at 7 p.m. So make sure go to all of these streaming services, all of our platforms to watch last night's replay, and then make sure you tune in next Monday night for the new episode of the Primetime Rundown. Tune in to the Daily Wrestling Morning News Show. The Daily Wrestling News Show. That's the wrong graphic. I apologize, Ryan. Every Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m., you get your morning cup of joy with Ryan and his band of merry co-hosts. Also right here on all of the Eastern Observer platforms. Now we'll go to the Buy Sam Brigade because they have over 4,200 subscribers that you get this column every Friday afternoon. Make sure you go to minutestobelltime.com to subscribe. The Body Slam Brigade by Ryan for you for free. The Black Cats NYC, their new album, Free Cake, they dropped last Friday. No, that isn't correct. It dropped in November. I want to keep using that joke. Anyway, make sure you go to all of these music platforms. Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, anywhere you get your music, you can get the Black Cats NYC and their new album, Free Cake. They are the official music provider for the Eastern Observer and the Blackjack Media Networks. As always, the Essential Wrestling Podcast is sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com, the internet leader in sports entertainment pick'em pools. Join us in the Essential Wrestling Podcast pool, the public pool to play against us, or you can create a private pool with just you and your friends. ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. And guys, of course, she will like it too. Make sure you join us back here next week for episode 59 of the Essential Wrestling Podcast, airing live. We'll be live next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Right where you're watching us right now, you will be able to watch us next week as well. There it is. King Kong, there you go. John DeConnie, anything before we get out of here?
I think we've covered it all, soup to nuts, as always.
Soup to nuts. What does that even mean? I never got that phrase.
All the food items from soup.
Yeah, beginning of the meal all the way to the end of the meal.
Oh, I was thinking like nuts and bolts. I'm like, what the hell does soup like? Do you like? I never got that. Anyway, John Smith.
I would have said that soup and nuts are like completely opposites. I would have thought that that's the reason for it, but the beginning and end of meal makes more sense.
Now, Ryan, do you ever put your nuts in the soup?
Not if I can help it. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens, out of the course of mistake, but not if I can help it. I don't. I do have one thing, Al, though, before we get out of here.
Yeah, sure. What do you got, Ryan?
The Body Slam Brigade is currently at 4,389 subscribers. This is going to be issue number 59. It's going to look unlike all the issues that came before. It's totally different. It's going to be really good. I'm very excited for this new format. So
Nice.
if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. If you've been a subscriber and not reading, do read.
It's when you're sitting on the toilet on a Friday afternoon, that's all I do. I wait for noon to hit, and I go grab and sit on the toilet, and I read the Body Slam Brigade.
There you go. And you're there.
All right, I think that'll do it for us this week. Everybody enjoy Hell in the Cell. There we go. Alexa Bliss, good luck to you. Watch out for Shayna. She's a grappler. She's a feisty one. You better watch out. Larry, Steve, forever in our heart. Can we get Tegan tonight? Can somebody please let me know if Tegan comes out tonight? Like I said, I'll be defending New York. I'm actually not defending New York. They're down in Tampa, but I'll be watching hockey tonight. So somebody let me know if Tegan comes back. Tonight would be a good night for that. Johnny Connie, take it home.
Thanks for joining us, and as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
Yeah, I got nothing to say at the end either. I'm just slipping on all these opens and closes and everything. I'm just slipping.
You're working way too hard.